and we're going to get our second game going right now. So I'll count us down in 3,
Okay.
2, 1, go. And here we are. All right, welcome guys to game number 2, TaToH versus Liereyy. TaToH is going to take the win in game 1, and now it's going to be Lierey's home map, Arabia, for game number 2. Joining me once again is going to be Klavskis, and I'll let you introduce the players.
So we have Liereyy playing as the Red in his own home map, playing as the Indians. Pretty unexpected, I would say, guys. And again, Indians is a really strong civilization. I really think that it is one of the best, if not the best, expansion civilizations you can get, purely on value-wise. And also, they are a good counter against the blind pick Huns, as we know Huns used to dominate a lot. And he has a pretty nice map. The main gold, the stone, the gold, are in good positions. Only thing I really dislike that it's all in the same area pretty much, and we know TaToH loves his towers, so that might be really bad. And then on the opposite side, we have TaToH playing as the Ethiopians. So the guys who said Indians are probably disappointed now, maybe not, maybe the opposite. So Ethiopians on Arabia, I think that's a good civilization. A lot of people might disagree in general because they really don't see the powerhouse there, but the archer speed, the extra 200 resources, it's very important. Their man-at-arms are amazing, so maybe we will see man-at-arms and towers coming out from him. Take it away, Zach.
Yeah, I just wanted to do a thing with the overlay, and you're going to have to bear with me, guys, because obviously the overlay crashed before, so it's going to look wrong right now. But give me just 1 second, and I'm going to show you... It's still not working. Damn! We were doing all this overlay stuff earlier, and for some reason... I know you've got a black box on your screen right now. You're supposed to not be having a black box. You're supposed to be seeing, there it is, the tech tree for the Ethiopians overlaid on the screen. So we can see what it's all about. We can see that they are an archer civilization, if we didn't know that already. We can see that they have 18% faster firing archers, and they get plus 100 food and 100 gold when they get to the next stage. So there you go. That's the overlay thing. And if we want to see the other one, we can open up the Indians as well, and we can see their overlay and see what they have available to them. But this is going to be good because it's going to show us not only which techs and units are available and not available. Unavailable techs are in red and have an X through them, but also the great technologies which are available, we can see which are researched and available because they are lit up and green. So that's a really nice feature of the new overlay, and I'm sure we'll find ways to make that useful thanks to all this new technology. Exactly. It's getting pretty extreme now, but they're doing such a great job on this.
Definitely nice, yeah. Will look pretty. I like it, especially that you can see what is already researched. That gives a nice insight maybe on what is going to follow in the future, let's say, on the match. And now TaToH already 4 in the wood, so I did call out the man-at-arm, and that could be the case. And if I remember correctly, there was this scenario where DauT said that versus Indians, you need to try to kill them in the feudal age, because in the castle age, their economy bonus is just too strong. So most likely we will see a really strong feudal age coming out versus the Indians.
Yeah, I want to point out a few things, though, that I'm sort of picking up on right now. Number one is that TaToH's not found his second pair of sheep, so that's going to be kind of awkward if he is going for the drush. However, he does have the deer next to the berries, which is like just perfect look for him. He can take the deer without even having to push them, and that's just super nice. Another thing I wanted to note is that Lierey's map is just, look at this, so wallable. Although, yes, he has got a lot of his resources on this left side, his main gold and his main stone, he can wall them in very easily. He's basically got a natural wall with the trees to the right side. And I mean, I'm liking that, to be honest with you, as the Indians. If you can wall off against that early aggression, which we just said was kind of the key to winning in the early game, or the key to winning the game is to win the early game.
The wolf's coming. The wolf's coming. Liereyy. Wolf coming. He doesn't have wolf, doesn't have scout.
Oh, no.
This might be painful.
Ripville.
Oh,
meanwhile, I was watching Lierey's scout here because he was actually trying to delay the barracks from TaToH. But yeah, he is going to... Oh, in the wall. The Dukes.
Oh my God. This guy.
The Dukes.
So nice play. barely surviving with the villager.
He's still got a
Oh, he can-
problem though, because he's
Yeah, the
lost some
scout.
health on his scout, and TaToH's chasing him now. So he's got to pull the scout towards his TC and hope that TaToH will break away. There we go. He's gone away now. But this villager could still be toast. He can't get out.
And he does spot the situation. He does spot the. Yep, here we go. He does spot the situation. And what does Liereyy do now?
I would laugh so hard if TaToH kills the wolf here. Like, that would just be so, like, BM in a way.
Yeah.
He's going to start attacking the wall. And, okay, Lierey's going to get a militia out. So he's going to be able to take that now. This villager, though, is going to get out here. Fortunately for him. And TaToH's coming in with the scout. He's going to try and kill the villager. He has got Loom, though, so he should be okay.
Think he will be able to, yeah.
And he
I
can
think they're going to fight it. I think that's a smart play. He knows the villager won't go down.
Meanwhile, Wolves in the middle of the map, like crippling TaToH's rush.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
He's less than half health on
fearful.
one militia right now as he comes across. And actually, this puts Liereyy in a really strong position in his rush here. He's going to have a big advantage now.
Yeah, and I think that's actually very interesting that we do see Drush coming out of both players. Well, let's see if it will actually be like a Drush into Archers or Drush Fast Castle.
Well,
I mean, Lierey's walling hard, yeah.
Exactly. Lierey's map is just asking for a Drush Fast Castle, if you ask me. I think that's got to be the way it goes. But for TaToH, yeah, let's see. This is going to be tough.
But Lierey's microing is so good. Lierey's microing is so good. Yep, he will come out on top. I think that HP-wise, he's still okay.
He lost his scout, but there's only like 3 health on one of those militia there. So
and the scout is on 21
HP. He's going to come in from behind, get the hill bonus, and Liereyy should be just fine against this. No problem at all for him.
Here we go. And the chase. But he did micro that a lot better because you could have seen that Liereyy was attacking one militia constantly while TaToH was running around. So Liereyy was actually like in a 3v2 position. So he did micro this really nice.
Yeah, he did micro it well, and he's, more importantly, dealt with the Drush without taking any eco damage, which means that he's had the time to wall up, or basically wall up. The right side's open. But he can just Drush Fast Castle this, no sweat, and that's just so good for his Civ.
Both will do that, yeah.
And again, like another bonus to Drush Fast Castling for the Indians is you get to the castle age, obviously faster, but that's where your bonus really kicks in of having the cheaper villagers. So that means for him, he's going to have, in the Castle Age, as you can see by the beautiful overlay, 20% less costing villagers on the food. So I like Lierey's position so much right now.
Definitely. I think that he is in an advantageous position, to say the least. But Ethiopians, they're kind of tricky because you do have Siege Onager, like you have full Siege, you have Archers, Halberdier. You have a lot of tools to actually deal with Indians. So let's see how he proceeds. Most likely will be crossbow. I don't see going for knights. And on Lierey's part, I'm not really sure Liereyy though. He could go for a crossbow, maybe even cavalry archer. It's very questionable what he actually wants to do. There's a lot of options.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about the Indians. I mean, you're just so open to what you can do. You've got so many choices available to you. And I think, like, until you get to the Imperial Age, you can just focus on throwing out a counter to whatever your opponent makes until you can get to the Imperial Camel and, like, sort of gunpowder combo if you want to go down that route. For the Ethiopians, though, I mean, I do think that in the late game, like super late game, they do have that fantastic siege. They do get the torsion engines tech, which is super strong.
Yeah, it's really OP.
I think that if he goes for like the heavy siege here, that could be really good for him. In the meantime, going into archers is the most logical thing to do since he gets the bonus attack speed. And both players here going to be doing that old fast castle, as we got Liereyy even adding an archery range as well.
And I can tell you something that's very interesting, and I'm not sure if like a lot of people, I'm pretty sure, don't know that. The Ethiopian unique unit actually deals good versus camels. It actually deals good value-wise versus camels.
The shuttle.
Obviously, it's really, yeah, exactly. Obviously, it's really hard to get them. But then again, if you research the unique tech, they create in pretty much 2 or 3 seconds. So you need like one castle really to be able to master them up in pretty much minutes. So I mean, if I know that, I'm pretty sure TaToH also knows that. So that might be the case in the late Imperial, although would be really risky to go for that, obviously.
Yeah, it depends what Liereyy does as well. If Lierey's like making a lot of archers, because if you look at the Indians do get full archer line upgrades.
Yeah.
So, if he does go sort of into Arbalest, you're going to want to avoid making Shotells, I feel, because they will just
Yeah,
get
definitely. Yeah.
chewed up and spat out. But if he does go into the camels, you're right. The Shotell warriors, I think more importantly than anything, it's the fact that they're pretty cheap, but also because you can make them from just one castle. You don't have to invest lots in having, 3 or 4 castles up to actually make a lot of these units. You just add them in on the side. And last time I saw an Ethiopian war, it basically boiled down to siege onagers and Shotell warriors, and that was it. Nothing else.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's really one of those civs that is really questionable because you have so much options and you don't really know what you want to do. But I think that Shota Warriors plus Siege is actually a really, really strong combination. And also, like, if you want to go Arbalest, then you need to go Halberdier and then add Siege. And then it's kind of tricky because, again, Halberdier don't really do that good against the Imperial Camo.
Yeah, and that's the thing as well that catches a lot of people out. Like, you see the Halbs, and okay, yes, the Ethiopians do get the free pike and Halb upgrades, which is really nice, but they actually don't perform that well versus the Indian camels. It's surprising, really.
Yeah.
But I
Yes,
mean, they probably do trade cost effectively, but it's so easy for the Indians to just add a couple of hand cannons as well. So again, that's another problem that you have to consider, like hand cannons from the Indians with the extra
definitely.
range. Could also make it difficult to go and show it. We'll have to see. But I mean, this is the thing. This is why it's quite exciting, because we don't have a meta game to base our opinion off. It's all just speculation, and that's going to develop over time. But in the mid game, I like the fact that TaToH's playing Ethiopians here. He's going to have the edge with the crossbows.
Yeah, he's going to have the kill as well.
Yeah, and the hill, yes. But the fact that he gets the faster firing speed is definitely going to work in his favor here.
Yeah, and now he's going to go back. He knows he can't really fight that. And the crossbow kicks in, Botkin kicks in, and now it's a good fight for him if he can micro this properly. The arrow is falling down.
Both players kind of just dodging each other here quite nicely. And there you go. TaToH's going to get the first kill. But I mean, at some point, you have to just be like, okay, screw this. Let's just fight now. Because otherwise, you could spend all day just walking back and forth and dodging each other.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
It comes down to timing in the end. But, I mean, this is kind of funny. Just like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Sure. But yeah, I mean, TaToH's coming out on top there. That's no doubt about that.
Yeah, the high ground helps a lot as well. I mean, like damage-wise. Well, he has 2 low now, and he's gonna pick them up. He's already moving down. And the high ground still applies, so he's still in a good position. He will come on top.
Yeah, I mean, in that case, when you've got numbers advantage, I think you just need to close the gap. Just, give up the whole dancing back and forth thing, and just close the gap, walk at them. And in that case, yeah, TaToH doing a pretty good job. He's going to be 3 military ahead right now. And both players on 36 vills. So eco-wise, I mean, they are neck and neck, but let's not forget, these villagers for Liereyy are costing 10 less food right now. So over the course of the next few minutes, Liereyy is going to save a lot of food on his villager production, giving him, well, he could either put less villagers on food and then focus more on getting wood and gold so he can get a siege workshop faster, or he could get his second TC up faster. But yeah, it's going to be the siege workshop from Liereyy here. And I think that's a really good point to make, because that is going to be a lot faster than TaToH, who is just relying on the crossbow micro right now.
Yeah, and they're fighting really nicely, but again, the siege workshop is kind of questionable. I mean, like, is he scared of getting pushed back, or does he really want to go forward? Because again, obviously the Mangano helps, but it's a huge investment, because typically you could see a TC drop down a university, like anything except Siege Workshop. Like Siege Workshop would be the full-on defensive style, and it's really questionable from Liereyy to drop that down now, like so fast early on.
Well, I guess it depends how you play it. I mean, you can use it aggressively as well, but at the moment he is defending because he's kind of struggling to come out on top versus these crossbows. Now it's Liereyy holding the hill, but he's sent a lot of villagers to gold. I mean, he's got 3, 6, 9, 10, 11 villagers gathering gold right now. That's got to be more mangonels coming out for him. Two ranges and mangonels, and I think he'll eventually just push it out and push it back. But, same could be said for TaToH. He's got a lot of villagers on gold as well. And both players seemingly, happy to stick on one TC for now. But it's actually going to be TaToH coming up with the university here for ballistics first. And I think that the Ethiopians, since they get the faster firing speed, makes it that much easier to out-micro the mangonels here. And I don't know, I feel like the ballistics tech's probably the better option immediately. But
Yeah,
we'll see how
definitely,
it goes.
definitely. Yeah, the speed plus ballistics, they make it so easier to actually out-micro the mangonels because you can move and fast so fast. You can like shoot a lot more times while the mangonel is pretty much reloading. And now he's gonna come in with the mangonel, and let's see if he can actually get some good shots. And I think he wants to go back actually.
Oh, not a bad first shot, actually. He didn't
Yeah,
kill any units.
definitely. Yeah,
But he will
definitely.
take like half the health pool away from those crossbows there. So that's a really nice first shot. And this might actually force a Siege Workshop up from TaToH as well, because, he is going to be a little bit scared. I mean, okay, right now he can out-micro one mangonel, but can he out-micro 2 or 3 or 4? If Liereyy keeps adding them in, it's going to force a reaction from TaToH eventually. But ballistics is done now. And if TaToH can get a good fight here, well, he's going to do a lot of damage to Liereyy.
Yeah, he needs to go back. The high ground is really important. On even ground, he would be fine, but high ground is kind of scary at the moment.
With the mangonel, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, it's so hard to kill it because you do like almost no damage. And look at the Lierey's beautiful TC right now, as well.
On the right, yeah, on the Oasis.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at that in a sec, but I want to keep a close eye on the mangonel because TaToH's coming up to the high ground here. Exactly, and he is dodging shots quite well. He's gonna actually back out though.
A lot of those crossbows are like almost no HP though, and that might be really bad. And like because one shot even on the high ground will finish them off, and another mangonel from Liereyy coming out on the defensive. And this is why this TC is kind of awkward right now, because he has to already garrison, and it's kind of like a really bad spot. You can't really place a lot of farms around it. The Oasis blocks half of it as well. Really interesting TC coming down.
Yeah, kind of weird, to be honest. I mean, it's looking like his last game, isn't it, on Highland, where he had all those buildings just blocking his eco up. But I mean,
now the Siege Workshop is coming out as well. By the way, this will be very interesting. I mean, look at it, Zach. The Siege Workshop is this is like a defensive Siege Workshop. He's really panicking right now because he has to deal with the crossbows and the mangonel of his own.
Yeah, and TaToH's army is out of position on the other side of the map. Lierey's got another mangonel to defend.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, he's got one on the front as well. And I mean, TaToH's just going to kind of buy himself some time right now. Lierey's going to find a couple of villas at the back, though. That's nice for him. And that's actually going to give him a pretty sizable villager advantage, actually. Yeah, he's a good number of villas ahead right now, as TaToH is starting to move into position with the mangonel. But Lierey's doing a lot of damage back here. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's forcing a lot of like repositions of the whole economy, and again, that's really painful. He has to move a lot of the wood villagers away. It's really, really painful right now from TaToH. I think Lierey's playing this really nice.
Yeah, I'm looking at Lierey's point of view as well. He sees the mangonel coming in. He's got the hill. He's got the advantage right now, but can he keep it? He's going to lose more health on his mangonel. He has to kill the mangonel here. He's at 6 health left, and there's no villager to repair it either, so Lierey's got to be careful.
That's the problem, because, for example, he can always repair the mangonel, but Liereyy can't because he doesn't have a villager close enough. And this is a really big problem, because if the mangonel goes down, how does Liereyy escape from this? Like, it's really, really bad.
Oh, Liereyy gonna take a big shot, taking a lot of damage right there. And the mangonel's gonna go down. It was a nice play. It was a nice play by TaToH to move up the hill.
Now.
Well, no, I don't think he can. He's lost too many crossbows.
Definitely. Now he's already walled in, and like this is the problem with coming for these extreme forward plays, because you will never be able to run / repair the mangonel. Always really, really bad.
Well, I think another thing as well is something that maybe we didn't even consider until now, is that TaToH had the vision from the university as well. So he actually had the vision on the units on the hill, so he could outmaneuver Liereyy, whereas Liereyy was doing it without any vision at all. And sometimes you see players building outposts like aggressively just to get vision so they can out-micro their opponent's mangonels. And I feel like that's something that really can change the tide of the battle. But TaToH's coming into Liereyy now. I'm going to get some villagers on the wood line here. 3 going down for free. Doesn't take any damage. And he's going to back out. Nicely done.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's really good because he did defend nicely. Obviously losing like 3 villagers in total and having to reposition, which does hurt. But in the end, he did was able to clear it up, and he still has his army in the front doing a lot of damage to the wood villagers. Coming in again for the second raid, 1 down, 2 down to fast firing sheep. Look at that, 4 down. What is happening? 5 down. Really hurtful.
Such a horrible TC for Liereyy, really.
Yeah, exactly.
That hurts. I mean, just so many villagers exposed from the other side of that wood line. TaToH's going to win another fight in the middle as well. He's got another Mangonel coming in. Saying, what? The Mangonel just like fired over the crossbows.
Yeah.
But
really interesting.
he knows he's surrounded anyway. He's not even going to bother microing those units.
And now he's in trouble. I mean, he's actually in really trouble. Because, I mean, like, obviously the Indian economy, but he did lose a lot of pressure by losing both of those armies actually without a decent trade. Obviously 3 villagers, but we just saw TaToH pick up 5 villagers in 5 seconds almost. So again, he is so much more behind.
Yeah, I mean, eco-wise, I mean, you wouldn't believe this, but Lierey's actually 10 vills ahead still, which is kind of crazy, but that's the Indians for you.
That's the Indians, yeah.
The problem is he's facing 22 army with 3. And he's 3 army of Mangonels. Oh, that was a nice shot from Liereyy, but TaToH does still trade 2 for 1.
Yeah, 2 for 1. Yeah, that was really unfortunate. I thought he was going to go 2-0, but it was really nice nevertheless.
Buy 1, get 1 free. And TaToH here, this is a great position to be in.
Yeah, and on the bottom as well. Yeah, look at that. Those crossbow coming in as well, and now the gold will be under fire.
The Mangonel defense from Liereyy is so expensive as well. It's just costing him so many resources to do this, and he's not even able to defend fully from it. The crossbows are still in. So, I mean, I'm wondering now, obviously Lierey's going to be first to go imp, and maybe this is it for Liereyy. Maybe he just needs to stall until he can get to the Imperial Age.
Yeah, but he has 200 gold. He has access to 1 gold pile, which is constantly under attack from every position possible at the moment. And getting to that Imperial will be hard. Like, he's too much under pressure, I think, even at the moment. And now this beautiful micro coming out. He's dodging the Mangonel shots really nicely. Look at that, losing 1 crossbow only, and now going to try to run away.
No, I think he's going to focus the vills. Just be cheeky about it.
Yeah.
Get the villagers, and he's just dodging so much damage. That faster firing speed is so nice. And TaToH's really on point. He's really on point right here.
Exactly. He has done his homework. You know, like, he probably did, like, expect Liereyy to go Indians. I think that's a really safe expectation, because we saw Indians getting picked almost every single time.
This wood line is hurting me so much.
Yeah,
like, how many villagers? Look how many like dead bodies there are. That you'd think if you were a villager and you saw all these corpses rotting, that you wouldn't go and chop wood there anymore. But no. Liereyy is a cruel taskmaster, and he's going to make those vills work anyway. And they're just dying over and over and over. Like, right now, Lierey's now behind by 8 vills. Like, rewind 10 minutes. Liereyy was ahead by 20 villagers, and now he's behind by 10. So that's a 30 villager swing in the space of like 10 minutes. Liereyy is getting owned right here. And meanwhile, TaToH is building up a market back at home. He's going to sell some resources and readjust his eco a little bit. But he's still quite away from the Imperial Age. Liereyy can still click up in just a moment if he sells a little bit of resource. But even still, TaToH's done so much damage already. I mean, this is ridiculous.
The 34-minute wheelbarrow coming out really strong from TaToH.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that probably explains why his food's so low, but even still.
Yeah, but it's really expensive. It's really expensive to do it so late, definitely. Especially if, like, since he sit on the 1 TC so long, he should have done it at least like 10 minutes ago even. Because, again, he's playing versus the Indians, which have a huge economy lead. I mean, he's still in a good lead, but that hurts a lot. You know, these little mistakes do pay a lot. You know, especially when you're playing against the Viper, DauT, somebody who will capitalize so much.
Liereyy right now is just under so much pressure. Like, he's not even noticed that his villagers are dying in the wood line again. Yeah. He is going to get a castle up in defense, but I've got to say, this castle from TaToH is perfect, because it's going to start denying the gold, and he's going to allow him to pressure from this hill to actually deny these resources on the left side, and that's GG for Liereyy. As TaToH comes in at the back wood line, Liereyy actually over-chopped it as well, so there was a hole, and TaToH could kill more vills. I mean, that was such a good play from TaToH there. And I think Liereyy just kind of buckled under the pressure. I think the pressure got to him more than anything.
Yeah, I think that, it's definitely, I think Like, he needs more experience. He needs more calm. I think TaToH's completely chilled right now in these games. Obviously, there's a lot on the line, but he's more experienced. He has been around longer. He has played more HD, so he feels really comfortable on the new civilizations. And again, it really came down to, like, now he denies those 2 golds. On the right side, he's completely exposed. A lot of villagers going down. His map is so tiny. He's trying to, like, make it as little as possible. And even the Imperial, I mean, it wouldn't matter at that point. There's nothing he can do. Really well played. He played really beautiful with his game, and the last one as well.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm, questioning now, like, the Indians had a really high win rate in our previous tournaments, but I'm now questioning how good that win rate is. I mean, I think with this loss for Liereyy, I think the Indians have less than a 50% win rate now. Because TaToH beat the Indians last week with the Celts. Now he's beaten them with the Ethiopians. They lost a game in the first round as well. And then we had an Indian war, so that doesn't count. And now I'm starting to question, are the Indians that strong? Or was it just TaToH really outplaying Liereyy?
I don't think it's more about, like, the Indians. The Indians are really strong. There's no doubt about that. But Liereyy played really good. But I think that the main decision was he wanted to go for that Imperial. Like, he did not make any crossbows. He made, after he lost the initial fights, he went for full Mangonel defense, and he just wanted to get to that Imperial camo stage so bad. He was trying to nail it down, trying to survive for as long as he can, and that really just didn't pay off. Because again, if he would go neck to neck, full on Castle Age crossbows, Mangonels, even add maybe like camos in the later stages, I think he would be in a good position. But as you see, like, I mean, he's booming with bad DC positions, not really the best wood lines, like not one safe wood line even. So I think that was the biggest issue right now, that he wanted to go for that Imperial so bad.
Yeah, I think you're right, and I think that's kind of why I asked the question, because I don't want to say that, like, it's the civ, necessarily the civ that's weak, or like the civ that's strong. It's the civilization in the hands of the right person that makes it strong. And I think TaToH is the right person to really do well this tournament. I mean, so far his record's looking really good, just because he's got that game knowledge and he knows how to handle these situations, which the other guys, I mean, sure, they're going to have some like intuition on what's right and wrong necessarily, like, I guess, but TaToH just has the knowledge and the experience to draw upon, and I think you see that really coming through.
Definitely. And also,